Welcome to the inaugural meeting of Those Were the Days. I'm Nancy Martin, the library archivist. Credit for the creation of this program goes entirely to Tom McMurray. Following our local history trivia night back in October, after the trivia portion of the evening, those in attendance shared the most wonderful reminiscences of the people, places, and events of Peters Township's past. Tom approached me with the idea of offering a program in which current and former residents could share memories or ask questions of one another. So thank you very much, Tom. Today's theme, as you can see, is Eating Out, the restaurants of Peters Township. This is not a comprehensive presentation. It's very brief. I just picked a few former restaurants to highlight, ones that the archives had some pictures and information about, and then I did a little online newspaper database research to fill in some blanks. I hope you enjoy it. Here we have Pal's Restaurant. Pal's was located at the northeast corner of Donaldson's Crossroads, so where the Einstein Bagel Building is now located. According to newspaper articles from the 1930s, Pal was originally located in Canonsburg. An April 1939 article in the Canonsburg Daily Notes newspaper reported that Pal's was recently opened by Mrs. May Carson under the Capitol Hall, where round and square dances were held on Saturday nights. Here we have another photo of Pal's, this time taken from the front. In June of 1940, it was reported that this building, built in the early 1900s, had to be dismantled to make way for the Donaldson's Crossroads to Clifton Highway Road, which I can only assume was is now McMurray Road. The same article said that Walter Donaldson was in the process of constructing a one-story frame building to house Pal's, as it had to move from its current location. Chef's Restaurant was born in 1943 when May Carson sold the single-story Pal's to John Palmieri, an experienced restaurant manager and chef. John renamed Pal's Chef's. Here's a newspaper ad for Chef's Restaurant from 1955. In fact, specifically, it's taken from the Daily Notes on Friday, August the 26th. Unfortunately, Chef's was gutted by fire on September 12th, 1955. At that time, Rose Donaldson was the proprietor of the restaurant, and she lived across Route 19 from the restaurant. It was thought the fire was caused by the explosion of the French frying machine that splattered hot grease that burst into flames. No customers or employees were damaged in the explosion. And credit for this picture goes to Sam Liebarger, a longtime resident of Peters Township. Sam was kind of the unofficial documenter of township events, people, goings on. Copies of this photo can be found in the Liebarger family papers here in the archives. After the 1955 fire, the building was sold, remodeled, and reopened as the Hollywood Restaurant. Now, this was not the original Hollywood Restaurant. I'm sure some of you will recall the original Hollywood Restaurant was located where the CVS is right now at the corner of Route 19 and McMurray Roads. So this is kind of the second iteration of the Hollywood. And we were lucky enough at our program in January to have the daughter of the two original owners with us in the Those Were the Days program. So the Kiwanis Club of Peters Township held its meetings here at the Hollywood. Here's a very poor copy of a 1965 menu from the Hollywood restaurant. The most expensive menu item was the Hollywood Steak Special for $1.95. Two grilled pork chops cost $1.75, and an order of onion rings cost 65 cents. The Hollywood closed on February 22nd, 1979. Here's some interior shots of the Hollywood, taken again by Sam Liebarger just before its closure in 1979. At the cash register is Bernie Roth, who took over the restaurant. So he was the owner of the Hollywood at the time of its closing. At the top right, we have a shot of one of the table jukeboxes and the sign announcing the upcoming closure of the restaurant and the auction of its contents on the left. Lou Carey's was located on Route 19, where a Napa Auto Parts store currently sits, across from the Bob Evans. Lou was born in Greece and immigrated to the U.S. in 1921. He opened Lou Carey's in 1960 and ran it until his death at age 86 in 1990. His wife Della appears to have kept the restaurant going until 1992. Unfortunately, the archives does not possess any pictures or documents, anything relating to Lou Carey's. But if anyone's interested, I found this mug for sale on eBay when I was researching the restaurant. And that's it for me today. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you again on Thursday, February the 13th, when we'll be talking about Peters Township Farms and the Farm Fair. Thank you for listening.